Hello? 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 I'm in here. I'm really glad you could make it, but I'd prefer if you didn't ask questions. Just help me get out of here, will ya?
Well, appreciate the help getting me out of that situation. How do I keep getting myself into those situations? Gotta ask. Well, I think I know what the answer is, though. It's because I keep doing the same silly things to get me into those situations in the first place. And that's kind of why we have problems with our horses, too. Keep having reoccurring problems. And it's like, well, why do we have problems with our horses all the time? Well, the answer to that question is pretty much exactly the same because we keep doing the same things that cause those problems. I know we don't do it intentionally, but hear me out. We do, in fact, cause the problems, one way or another. Okay, we don't always cause them, but we allow them. That's another thing that happens, too. Back up a little, there's a saying, I have no idea where it started, doesn't really matter. It's just as true no matter, is you cannot change the horse unless you change you. I've heard that one quite a few times. I don't know where it came from, but it makes a lot of sense because really, I've said this a few times in other videos, is basically everything I do, dictates how the horse behaves, whether it's the reap what you sow thing that I talked about, or if there's just so many variations of that, it's what I do that dictates what they do. Well, see, the horse's actions aren't really actions, they're reactions to your actions. And what you do determines what the horse does. And, you aren't always the one that causes the problem. So, don't get too hard on yourself about, geez, I've got a problem horse on my hands and I must have done it. Well, sometimes you do, but some horses that come with problems when you get them that maybe somebody else created, but ultimately you're still responsible for their existence because you allowed them to continue. Well, don't be too hard on yourself about that either, though, because we aren't born knowing anything. I've said that many times, and until you learn how to actually resolve the problem, well, you're still going to have a problem. That's just the way it is. So, you're going to continue to have a problem until you figure out how to deal with it, even if somebody else created it. Now, this is one of the reasons I don't like trainers, too, is because, people have a problem with their horse, they send it off to a trainer, and, either the trainer doesn't have a problem or it's very quickly resolved with the trainer. And you get the horse back home, and very quickly thereafter, the problem reoccurs. Well, why is it? Well, it's because the horse wasn't the one with the problem in the first place. It was something you were doing. Sometimes it's a pretty tiny thing too. So don't be too hard on yourself about that either, because it's like I was talking about in the bridle adjustment video. How an ill-fitting bridle can cause bad behavior in the horse, or just erratic. And sometimes solving the problem is as simple as just taking that buckle on the side of the bridle and slacking it off one notch. That's it. It's really that easy sometimes. So your problems aren't always going to be a major undertaking, but generally you're going to have to change something that you're doing. You guys are pests. Nuisances. I think they like me. Oh, and here comes another one. And there's one more not too far away, too. Don't be surprised if she shows up, although she's not too pushy. She just kind of waits for me to come to her. And yeah, here comes another one. Yeah, sweetheart. They're all lovely horses, and they all like getting between me and the camera. I'm back here, just in case you're wondering. I am actually still here. Goodness sakes. But, so like I said, that's one of the reasons you don't want to be just sending the horse to a trainer when you got a problem, because quite often the horse actually isn't the problem, it's us. I've often said that my horse's limitations are me. Until I learn how to do better and be better. Well, they're not going to get any better. And I've also said that when it comes to horse training, it's as much about self-improvement as it is about training horses. Because in order to be effective at training horses, it's necessary to improve yourself, to change yourself. Now, sometimes it isn't going to be a big thing, but without a doubt, in order to get different results from your horse, you are going to have to change. It's going to be something that you're doing, and, well, I think it's, I can't remember who it was who said it, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. And we do that kind of thing in the horse world a lot. And unfortunately, we just don't get different results. We try all kinds of gimmicks, gadgets, and trainings for the horse and whatnot, but the fact of the matter is it's us that has to change, not the horse. We don't have to use different tools. We don't have to use different tack. We need to change. And it's something we're doing, maybe not a big thing, maybe just a little thing, but guaranteed we're the one that has to change. And I got to change doing something so that I can convince these guys not to always be between me and the camera. This video isn't working out too well. If you excuse me, I think I have to go now. Have a good day. Bye.